I'm Bill Connors again with aphasiatoolbox.com, and this is our October newsletter. We're back here with Lucy Connors, who's a speech-language pathologist from Virginia, and we had talked in another video in this edition about collaboration with speech therapists and Aphasia Toolbox, and we want to dig into that a little more and talk about how Aphasia Toolbox has tried to revolutionize the treatment and recovery of aphasia and related disorders. And in particular, we've been focusing on what we call a mindful approach. Mindfulness, being in the moment. It's all about what the client's thinking, not what they say. So anyway, Lucy, after that long introduction, let's get started. How are you doing, and how's your client doing?
Very good, Bill. Thank you for having me. It's a work in progress. I greatly appreciate the last session we had where we did focus on mindfulness and focus and attention, and really having my clients stay in the moment and working a lot on pragmatics and being aware of what is going on and what is happening in their brains. I find that we reflect a lot back on on the verbal expression. He's doing some clarifying. He's doing some yes/no questions. I do find that attention is an issue, and that is something that we have to focus on and work on every session.
Right. So the reflection part is, I think you're referring to where your client actually will say a word or two and then kind of mumble off. And what we worked on was making eye contact, making sure he's with you, and then reflecting back what he did say. So we kind of finished that feedback loop, and it really registered. So often clients say things and they're just not mindful of it. They don't even know it happened. And so he started to really hear back from his partners what he said. And what happened after that? You said he started to kind of clarify or expand?
He started to correct, clarify. Then we went to yes/no questions, and we have a lot of gestures, a lot of verbal expression that is not communicative, and we're ignoring that and just focusing on him being present and what is actually coming out of his mouth, what is in his head, what is he thinks about, what he wants to say, and we're getting a lot clearer speech and a lot more communicative speech.
So he has some other behaviors that are non-communicative and maybe become a habit. So instead of trying to break those, it sounds like you're trying to really get him to really think about something that's productive and spontaneous, and then letting that come out and acting on that in terms of taking turns.
Absolutely. Oh. Turn taking has been phenomenal. Just basic pragmatics, maintaining eye contact. He's easily distracted by people who pass by his door. We decrease all possible distractors in the room. I've even gone so far as to take the clock off the wall. The attention is very fleeting, so we need to really have him engage, have him be present, have him be in the moment, and really focus on what we're doing in a relaxed manner, because I think that's another crucial point is that it has to be relaxed.
That's true. It's about breathing and relaxing and eye contact. It's sort of it's not as concrete as some traditional therapies might be. I know that we started doing some work with him communicating gesturally with his hands and beginning to have a more substantive visual sort of symbol. How did that go?
We're still working on it. We have it's inconsistent. It's a recovery process. It's a process.
Mm-hmm.
He really enjoys the exercises. He enjoys all the techniques. He enjoys everything that we do. We could be working simply with a deck of cards. This is not convoluted, complex, but very functional. We're looking for functional communication so that he can have a conversation.
And last thing I would talk about would be, who is he? Who was he before his accident? And how does that thread through his life today? I know you've had some people doing some yoga with him and sort of a whole person recovery. Just a comment on that before we close.
Absolutely, it's a whole person approach. It's not just speech. It's recovering limbs. It's recovering interaction with his children. He enjoyed meditating, so we use meditation and yoga. He relieves a lot of what I call aphasia, and you call aphasia stress, through mindful breathing. He understands the term mindfulness. He understands the breathing in, I calm myself, breathing out, I smile. So we can bring him back pretty quickly to a very relaxed state, which is much more conducive to therapy and much more conducive to progress.
Excellent. I'm glad you brought up aphasia stress or cognitive effort. It's really been ignored, but yet we see it in our clients, and it's different for each client. And I think in his case, he kind of tries to just kind of fluff over it and move around instead of focusing. So there's a sort of a focused but yet relaxed attention with him.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Nice to see you.
It's nice to see you.